Hello. I am an avatar presenter representing Jim Cowan's work as an AEC BIM specialist. I do some presenting. This is Autodesk's Revit, which he customized for landscape architects. Out of the box, Autodesk's Revit offers a very limited number of plant species, and the data does not even include the botanical name of these plants or any ecological data that helps with plant selection. Out of the box, options to create complex landform with quantities are very labor-intensive and time-consuming. Let's look at some options regarding add-ons and some customization with added visualization using Chaos Enscape. Arch Intelligence's environment was used for complex landforms, and we customized families in Revit so that plant choice can be based on good custom data and then matched with Enscape's vegetation assets. To allow for easy editing of large amounts of data, we used Ideate software from Greetech. That way, the data can be managed in a spreadsheet so as to be refined for local site conditions. If you cannot customize this, then data like flowering times cannot be specific to your locality. The presentation was created in Synthesia, so we can better communicate in multiple languages. You need customizable data. There are 200+ species found in a tallgrass prairie ecosystem, and 100+ relevant criteria for selection. You have a plant ecosystem that has the documented value of its plants and their context regarding habitat, flora, and fauna. Here, the color coding is for woodland, wood edge, open prairie, and disturbed areas. If you have documented the value of plants for wildlife as medicine, for crafts, climate conditions for soil, sunlight, etc., you start making connections to the whole web of life. What increases with grazing? What annuals colonize disturbed areas? Are these annuals exotic and harmful or native? You get the big picture and can communicate the value of the habitat, how it self-heals and is sustainable in nature. Sustainable buildings and urban areas need sustainable landscapes since the pollinated plants are producers of everything we need while building soil and cleaning our water and air. There is a huge role here for landscape architects who understand the value of plants and the plant-soil habitat connections. We do not need visually greenwashed marketing proposals with no basis in science. We need knowledge of plant communities and what they have to offer, and we need to measure that in terms of how they perform, not only how they look to us. We need scientific input, such as was presented at the California Native Grasslands Association (CNGA) Symposium, where professionals explained the workings of complex grassland ecosystems. How useful would it be to address the value of the plants? What survives fire and does not contribute to its spread? How does drought or grazing or mowing affect change? You can predict how the plant community adapts to change and plan accordingly. Regarding utility, what provides a natural dye? What was used in building materials or weaving? This example is for medicinal use. You can combine criteria with and/or conditions, for example medical use, and then those restoring native habitat can explain to others what is lost to research if we lose our native ecosystems. Using Enscape, as you design, you can see the landscape come together as the plants can have a 3D representation linked to 2D plan symbols. Construction documentation and visualization happening simultaneously. To reiterate, plant data on sustainable ecosystems is easily updated for local conditions through editable schedules and imported spreadsheets. We use Ideate software, and you and your clients get to collaborate on the proposal with full 3D representations of the topography. We use Arch Intelligence's environment and Revit's excellent customizable project content to provide various planting and seed palettes that are contextually specific, such as plants for pollinators or plants for a particular region. Check your design as you go. This is an example of a predefined path that renders out in minutes, not hours. Great for presentation, but also to catch modeling and material errors as you design. The Enscape vegetation dataset has about 1,300 assets, with many species and options for seasonal change, flower color, and alternate plant forms.
Synergy-AEC was formed as a company to educate and to promote digital solutions like this, so we can maintain a whole integrated planet. The company logo shows the 4 quarters: mineral, plant, animal, and human, and the exchange of energy needed to sustain a web of life and our existence. California's CalFlora, a nonprofit that could use your support, monitors the health of our state, where the monarch butterfly, for example, is on the threatened species list. When the pollinators go, so do we. We are ultimately the endangered species under threat. Until such time as we make our urban and agricultural environments biodiverse and sustainable. At a recent ASLA local chapter meeting, landscape firms in Northern California showcased their expertise in local and worldwide projects. Artificial intelligence, like this application from Synthesia, properly applied, extends your skills and supports education. It lets you address a worldwide audience.
Let us know if we can help. We provide classes remotely to progressive design firms. Develop e-learning classes hosted by Globally Training and LinkedIn Learning, as well as online training for extension programs such as the UC Berkeley Certificate Program for Interior Architects. The value proposition here is the provision of accessible, objective training, including that for ecologically based trans-species design, available for everyone, in any language.
We have multiple plant palettes and anticipate a need for custom workshops to let others develop and share their domain-specific palettes. Thank you for your time. Check out our many free movies on the YouTube site. Mr. Jim Cowan.
So this is my personal avatar. Is this thing in my hand what you would call a headset? I could tell you didn't believe me, so I did it again, but this time I'm on the moon. Amazing. I'm on the prairie, in Highland dress, with bison.